Imagine a home that is not only energy efficient, but as you think about durability, as you think about longevity, as you think about quality, these are things that come into play when you're looking at doing a 2-story ICF home. Now, along those lines, something we wanted to talk about is on many of our projects, we do what's called Aerobarrier. Now, as you're thinking about the home to hit an energy efficient rating, that blower door test that we do to really check how much that home is sealed before completion, you come through at the very end, you have to have a blower door test. Essentially, they vacuum seal the house and they see where the leaks are on the home and you get a rating. Now, one thing that can limit that rating are not only the overall construction quality of the home, but also large openings, right? Large multi-sliders, corner multi-sliders, right? These can really affect, that energy efficiency because windows and doors typically will have areas of air that, that leak that does happen naturally as opposed to like a fully constructed wall. And so in this home, we opted to do an Aerobarrier install. And so you would come in right before drywall, before insulation, so after we finish frame inspection, and then you exit everyone out of the home, you suction all the air out of the home, and think about like a sprinkler that's spraying these little particles, shooting these particles all around the rooms, and that vacuum sucking it to every crevice to seal the home to really get that low ACH score to show that, that home is incredibly tight. What's unique about this home, we had consulted with Mark Leavitt, and again, this is ICF. So we mentioned just why we went with ICF. It's a 2-story home, not just from the overall quality, but as you think about the end result. And so as we opted to do Aerobarrier, and we're working with Aerobarrier of Arizona to come in, Mark Leavitt and our trade partner Aerobarrier said, well, why don't we do an ACH test and see how tight this home is before we go through the expense of vacuuming the home and doing this actual, the install. So before installation, we came in, we set up all the equipment, we did the blower door test, and we got under a 1.0. And so we got an incredibly low score. I believe it was a 0.8, and that was before any Aerobarrier was installed. And so knowing how tight the home is, and again, knowing that we have these large sliders in the home, large front door, we have Dutch doors down the hallway. So there's other points of access that kind of limit that from being an absolute perfect score, but it was so low that there was really no need to do an Aerobarrier install. And so we opted not to do that because the home was rated so efficient. And really that comes back to what you see here, using ICF. Again, that ICF, one thing that we find a lot of in Arizona is dust. And so that dust infiltration, sound, noise transfer, right? You think about fire rating, you think about bugs that we have, which is pretty common here in Arizona. ICF is a great combatant against all of those items. And so again, you can see just how tight this home is, which will limit that dust and wind and air infiltration into the home because of the ICF. And again, this is a home that's going to stand the test of time between the B deck, between the first and second floor with 5 inches of 4,000 PSI concrete. Again, we did rigid foam underneath the slab here, and we have the ICF exterior wall. So we created this true barrier of not just sound and air and wind, but also just constructability from a high quality product that's going to protect this home and those who live in it for a long time.